morning, everybody. So I just wanted to do a quick video. I know this is going to be a little like watching paint dry for you guys, but I wanted to have it in place so that if I'm talking about certain things and you want to research it yourself, I want you to be able to have all of the links and know where to go. Or if you are researching something that the county's doing or questioning it, you know exactly where to go to get some answers. So this is just the very tip of the iceberg overview, kind of how the government is shaped. This is certainly not anything, there's tons of resources, right? This is not anything that is just like pinholed, so don't think you're limited to these by any means. And I'm also not covering everything that you could be using. So as time goes on, I'll try to fit these kinds of videos in, but I was actually working on a different video and I started thinking, you know what, if everybody doesn't have a reference point to know where I'm finding some of this information or where I know these rules are coming from, then they're going to kind of be like, well, that's just your opinion. So a lot of times, like I said, I'll always try to keep my opinion out of it as much as I can. And with that said, it is difficult to keep an opinion out, but I do try. So these are resources for you that shape our government that from the beginning. So let me get started because I don't want this to be a super long video because I know it's going to be hard to hold your attention. So first things first, the Florida Constitution. So I will put all these links for you, by the way, in the video comments so that you have access to all of them and you have a one-stop shop. Like you can go and get it off, you can get it off of the Rumble video, and I will link that in the Facebook page. So, and then I might eventually, if I can get time, I will put it on our website, wakullareports.com. So the website is in development. I've contemplated making it a legitimate website. Right now, it's just a free Wix site, and it was just something I set up that I needed room to write that I didn't have on Facebook. So if hang there with me, I haven't decided whether I'm going to make that a whole thing or not, or if I want to commit to paying for it, because anything that I do with Wakulla Reports, I pay for it out of pocket. I did monetize the videos on Rumble, by the way. I've made a whole 97 cents. It doesn't pay a whole lot. Rumble takes, I think, at least half of anything you would get. So if you're watching the videos, you might be helping out, and that would just go to reimburse any public records requests that I do that cost me money. Various agencies do bill you. They are allowed to bill you for time. I think it's over 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes is free, so they can bill you for what they call extensive use of resources. But anyway, neither here nor there. Let me get to the cut to the chase. So what you're seeing right now on the screen is the Florida Constitution, and this is what shapes your government. So this is what gives you, if you'll just scroll down, I'm not going to read all of this to you. Article 8 is your local government, right? This tells you everything about, this is like your big 10,000 foot view umbrella. So we're at 10,000 feet right now. You can click on that. It will go into counties, municipalities, some of the powers, just some of the general things, political subdivisions, county funds. And you see, like county funds, the care, custody, and method of dispersing county funds shall be provided by general law. So this is like a huge, big 10,000 foot view. But if you want to know how, counties are set up, this is a great resource. It talks about non-charter government, charter government, ordinances. If you just wanted to get you a little overview here. So that's your starting point. That's your Florida Constitution. And I know that you can find a PDF of this, but I looked at the PDF that I think the Department of State has out, and it didn't look to be updated with all the new stuff that just passed on the ballot. So I didn't use that one. This one is actually updated. If you look up here, Florida Statutes 2024. All right, so next. So now you have your Florida Constitution. So think of like the Constitution of the United States. Then you have your statutes, which are your laws and rules to follow, This is what interprets kind of your, or the laws they make that are in your constitution. So, you have the constitution, then you make the laws to kind of guide and show how we actually do this. This is your functional map of sorts. Now you'll notice that you have them constructed here. You have your legislative branch, your executive branch, and your judicial branch. If you come down here, you will see chapters 124 through 164, county organization and intergovernmental relations, municipalities, planning and development, finance. So, county organization. This is very, very, very interesting. Well, I say interesting, it's probably like watching paint dry for you guys. But here you go. Part one, county commissioners, powers and duties, self-government, county administration. This is how you operate, right? So this is a great resource. Here's your commissioners' districts. So those are your Florida statutes, and you have access to those anytime. And then what we have next is the administrative code. So they put the laws into place, and then the individual agencies go and do the rulemaking, your administrative code. So that is kind of like their roadmap to say, okay, we have the Constitution. Then the Constitution, after that, we got the laws that the legislators make, that they do it through legislation, and now, okay, we've got to figure out how to apply the law. So then comes in your administrative rules. Now, this website looks a little bit different. It's really a search function. So these are your Florida Administrative Code and Florida Administrative Register. And by the way, if you are a state or former state employee or any type of municipality, you probably know all about this. I'm fully aware. I'm a former state employee. I'm giving this to you. For anybody who doesn't know, or anybody who needs a refresher, or if you just want a quick reference to go grab the link real quick. You don't want to go digging for it. So anyway, you can just do a search right here. And let's see, let's put in county government. And there's probably nothing. I don't know that they do any rulemaking for county government, but I could be wrong. Ah, there's plenty. Florida Fish and Wildlife, so it brings up different things, and then you can get the Word document here. It tells you the effective date. And you have to look sometimes for whether it's final, revised, repealed, things like that. And just something to look for agency rules. I don't know how much they apply these agency rules to county, but because the state agencies work so close with the county, especially like in the areas of DEP, I know DMS does a lot of work with the counties. I believe they would be relevant at some point. So I'm not sure how much bearing they have because they're the state administrative rules, but certainly this is a resource if you ever wanted to look something up and see if there was a rule that gave you any guidance. So, all right, moving right along. I wanted to bring this up because I thought it was pretty cool. If you are not a former state employee or a state employee, you may have never seen this, but this is your org chart for the state of Florida. It gives you an overview. The Florida residents are at the top. Here are your three branches of government: executive, judicial, and legislative. And then it breaks down how these things work, right? And you see the governor's agencies, and then you see the cabinet, the Florida cabinet's agencies. You'll also see how your judicial branch works, which is probably pretty important given the things going on in Wakulla County right now. And the legislative branch, this tells you how, you know, these things work or who to go to, right? If you have a question, this is a great resource. Like if you want to do a public records request in the state, this is a huge and great resource for you to have. So again, this will all be in the links at the bottom of the video. And then this is Wakulla County's ordinance. So the home rule charter kind of is our constitution. So if you think of the county charters, like our little tiny county, that's our constitution. Just I'm just giving you an analogy to think about it as in relation to the rest of the government process, or the way we shape our government. So think county charter, think constitution. This kind of goes into everything. You have a supplement history table, which I try not to go too far down that rabbit hole. And by the way, I ran this video the first time in my search. When I started searching in here, it seemed to slow the video down and it got a little bit jumbled. So if that happens again, I'm super sorry. I'm not sure what's up. I'm not a techie person. So I will try to go slow and maybe let it load, and we'll see if we can't make it work right. So anyway, here's your home rule charter. Right, you can just click on that over there at the left, and this will kind of give you your constitutional overview, county purposes, municipal purposes. Separation of powers is something to read. I would suggest anybody living in Wakulla at least give this, an overview so that you're aware of what's going on, how your county is supposed to run, the administrative branch and the county administrator. This is also a very important area to read. Also, our county attorney, is just one paragraph. I'm sorry, guys, it's early and I haven't had enough coffee yet. So anyway, just, going through there. Now, here's some like section 2 ballot question to be presented to the electorate. And then charter comparative table. I'm not sure what all that's about. I've never really went down that rabbit hole. So here is your land development code. I know this is of interest to many, many people. But that's all in here. And then some of the building codes they have hidden. Building codes are like some big secret. You can buy that big building code book, but it's really expensive. So anyway, legal status of land development code. So this tells you, authority and purpose, interpretation. Anyway, you'll see administration of code, comprehensive plan, zoning regulations, and districts. This is really important. So if you call the planning department and say, hey, I want to know what my zoning is, rural residential 2, or, whatever your zone is, you can actually go in here and find out all your restrictions, what you're allowed and not allowed to do with your land. Here's all the zoning designations, district symbol and description, and what they are. Used to be you could get on the property appraiser's website, click on the map, and it would show you this info. It may still do that. I haven't looked at that in quite some time. I also know they have a GIS map with the county that I had called one time, and anyway, if I can find it again, I'll also post that for you. But they do have a GIS map, and I'm not sure if it contains that information or not. I think it does. Anyway, Crawfordville Town Plan, Planned Unit Development District, Zoning Districts, Enforcement Zoning Regulations. Excuse me. Coastal Zone, Building and Construction Code, and you'll see a lot of this is hidden. Yeah, see all these reserved. I think that's like Florida, because our county adopts the Florida Building Code, so Florida Building Code is like a big secret. Code of Ordinances, administration, adult entertainment clubs. That was funny. Anyway, you get the gist. It is all your county code. This is what governs your county. This is when they tell you, well, the county code says, well, here now you can go and look. And you can also search. So I'm going to do this. Hopefully it won't get weird. I'm just going to type in mobile homes, and you can hit the search button, and then it will bring up everywhere in the code that it brings mobile homes in. And then once you click on one, you can then use this scroll bar to check out the rest of the search to see where it's been seen, inspections, stuff like that. So those are your county ordinances, and like I said, they will be The link will be in the description. Then finally, so if you think of county ordinances, that's kind of like your Florida statutes, right? You have the master document of the Constitution or the county charter. Then you get the ordinances, the laws that are made by the legislators, which is the county commission. They're the ones who, make up these ordinances and vote on them and make sure they're enacted, blah blah blah. Then you have what is called the administrative regulations. Think of these as like the Florida Administrative Code, but this is specific to the county from the county ordinance. So these are the things that are your operating system of your county administration, basically, and your board. I mean, you have some in here for the board too. So these are all listed on the Wakulla County website. Again, the link will be in the description of the video. And it goes from everything: use of social media, safety, communications, fund balance policy, debt policy. I have not read the debt policy, and given what we saw with the debt report that I was able to locate the other day, I guess I should probably read that. Administrative regulations, chapter 4, parks and facilities. I don't know where these are. So I don't know. These ones that have nothing, I don't know. If somebody wants to ask, that'd be cool. If not, at some point I'll probably ask. It's just not a priority right now. We have so many things. Revenue collections. Oh, that was interesting. Nothing there. Anyway, those are your main areas of concern. I mean, these are by far not the only resources you have at your fingertips. It also doesn't cover all the players that shape your government. That's a fact. So, more to come. Just wanted to get this out to you quickly. Hopefully, it wasn't too terribly boring. I hope you guys have a great day.